Hey, this is ASpengler, and this is episode 23 of building the Cologne Cathedral in Lego. Last week there was a pretty good amount of work done. We did a lot of work on this upper area right up here. So the two big things that are noticeable are these two overhangs. This one overhanging the big window in the front of the cathedral, and then I did this back one right here, which is the start of the main roof on the cathedral. So the roof section will continue from this point and then go all the way back onto the very back of the cathedral, which we have not currently started yet, but will sometime in the future. So those are the big things. Also worked on the beginnings of the towers, so finished off all these overhanging window pieces over these windows. So all of these were done on either side, going all around the tower base right there, and built some of the columns up to get to that height as well. And so the next step for these are removable, and so all of these, basically all the work on this, before last segment these were just plates. So I did all the work that you see here on this. And so the next step that we'll be working on in this segment is to continue to build up the columns, and then first start off the next layer of windows. So they'll have one window per side here, so 4 windows total for one layer, and then right after that there will be another layer of windows and then the top roof. But for this segment, we'll be looking at just trying to get the first layer of windows done on each of these tower sections, so this one and the one right up there. And so that's the main goal for this segment. Some other things could be some other cleanup work on some of the other areas, like the side back there. Also could work on the roof, the main roof back there, so try to get this point connected farther. I might try to get at least up to this point on the roof, just so I can at least see where it will be located for the front main entrance, which will make it a little bit easier on building the side window, or at least the window that will be facing inward towards the main roof section there. So, but main work will be done on these roof sections. Don't want to promise too much, but at least one of these tower sections I'll try to get the windows done. Might only get 3 out of the 4 done, just because I might not do this section yet, but definitely we'll try to at least get this one tower done. Hopefully we can get more on the second one. Partly depends on pieces, so we'll see how far we can get. But that's it, gonna be what's going on in this segment. As far as some news for what's gonna be going on with the channel in the next couple of months, this segment of Cologne Cathedral will be the last for a while, just because I will be going back to school after this week. I will try to record all the army videos before I go off, so those will be posted every couple weeks. And once those run out, we'll most likely start posting some mini mocks again, so at least have some content for you guys to see while I'm at school. And since I can't bring the whole cathedral since it's so big, mini mocks are the easiest thing to put content out for you guys, so that's most likely what you'll be seeing. So just want to keep you guys informed on what's going to be happening in the next couple of months. So that's really it. We'll probably take next week after this one off, just because I'll be out of state on vacation, so won't really have access to the internet a lot, or have access to some content to release. So we'll most likely take next week off, and hopefully by the time I get back I'll be able to post like an army video or something. So this segment will come out, and then there might be a brief pause, so that's the reason why. But with that, this segment might get cut a little bit short, just because I have to move back to school. So We'll see how far we can get. Hopefully I can get some good work done on the towers. So with that, we'll go ahead and stop talking and get building. Okay guys, coming back after a pretty good amount of work. I was able to get some time lapses in. I was planning on doing a lot more time lapse, and it kind of cut in there, or you probably noticed that it kind of cut in partway through a lot of work. And that was because I was going to do one of these towers and then do the time lapse for the other one, but partway through when I was building the first one, I realized that I wasn't going to have enough pieces to fully build one and the second one, so I just started the time lapse partway through building the first one, and that was what you mainly saw. I did do some work on the second tower, but didn't get quite as far and complete as this one just because I started running out of different pieces. So this one definitely is looking a lot better than the other side, but it is good to see now that you can actually tell that the towers are separating, and you can really tell that they're actually towers now and not just one big front. So that's really what I was trying to get by the end of this segment, and I think that's captured now. So the main parts that were worked on this segment were just these two towers, so I can pull them off for you. And so this is what it is so far. This is the one that's more complete. And if we look a little bit closer at what happened, we left off last segment and we were just about right at the top of these little overhang roof pieces. And so we just had like a up to this on the columns, or at least just this one column right here. So we built up all the columns quite a bit here. They're fairly low, so those were all built up quite a bit. This one still doesn't have the overhang pieces, the roof sections done, but definitely the columns were built up. Did a little bit of detailing on the windows, got all the frame pieces in, built the stained glass sections and the frames and such, and just built up the areas around it to match the height of the window. And so quite a bit of work on these. I didn't do this one, obviously, this window, but that's just because the roof is gonna somehow have to set in here but also have room for a window, so I just didn't do this section yet because I didn't have time to work on the roof yet. So once the roof is figured out, then it'll be easier to build this fourth window. So that's how this one turned out. It's looking really good. I really like how these 1x1 rounded pieces look, as far as just it really matches the details that the actual cathedral has, and it really stands out compared to all just the standard brick pieces. The rounded gives it another different type of appeal to your eye when you look at it. Especially if there's a lot of the bricks and all of a sudden you see this rounded section, it makes it pop out a little bit more and makes it look nice. So that's that section, or that tower. This tower, same amount of, or same sort of work, but just not as far. I did run out of those 1x1s, the round ones, so I wasn't able to get as far with that. Also ran out of some of the parts I was using for the windows. That's why you can still see the studs on these ones. And so did get the windows done, got the window frame pieces, or the frame detail pieces done as well, but did not get the same amount of work as the other one, which I would have liked to get, but still it looks pretty good. You can actually tell that they're tower sections now, so that is nice. So that was the amount of work done at this segment. I can show you how they just pop back right in place. So I kind of just slide them in and they just set in place. I don't actually have any studs that they connect to, so just slide and it sets right in there. And this one is the same. There's a little bit of a seam that you can still see there. It's very, very, very subtle, but I think once the full towers are complete, they're going to be so heavy that they press down so far, and that little seam where that it just sets down into, you won't even be able to notice it just because of how heavy the towers will be. So I don't think that will be a problem in the future, and so that's why I didn't do any studs that it sets on. But it's looking really nice. You can actually tell that there are towers there again. So that was the main goal for this segment. Didn't get as far as the roof. So again, this is going to be the last segment for a couple months, just because I'm going back to school, if you guys have not heard that yet. So I wanted to leave it off with a little bit more accomplishment. Wasn't able to fully accomplish that, but you can at least tell that they're towers, and I think it looks good like that. So we'll have to leave it like this. Right when I get back, I'll have to order some pieces, so hopefully I can remember to do that. But it is looking really good so far. If you look at it, I really like how I got those buttresses done, so you can tell how this is basically the height that it's going to be, other than a little bit higher for the roof. But I think it looks really good. You can see how it blends together, and then right in there you can see the back side and how it just kind of transitions right into it. So I think it looks really nice. I'm kind of disappointed that I didn't get farther on these middle sections. I kind of just ignored them for the most part. Only did a little bit of column work on those. So that'll be we'll probably come back in a couple months, finish up the tower, and then work on the roof, and then it's gonna be lots of work done on the buttresses. And since I already did it for those, I really just have to copy this design and then just put it here. So as long as I have the pieces, it shouldn't shouldn't take too long. So hopefully this is gonna get finished in the next work term that I have, hopefully maybe even half a work term. But it all depends, especially on these past segments. You really notice that I haven't been able to get as much work done as I wanted to, just because I didn't have the pieces. So hopefully if I can get the amount of pieces I need, we can just finish it really fast in the future. So, but again, I'll have to wait a couple months because I am going back to school. So as far as stuff you'll see while I'm at school, mini mocks will be coming out. Hopefully I can have enough time to regularly make those. But other than that, for a while you'll see some army videos. I'm going to record those right before I leave, so I'll just release them every so often. And so that's going to be it for the future for a while. So we're going to have to say goodbye to the cathedral for a little while, and so that's going to be it for this segment. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you like what you saw, please like, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.